Alright, let's be honest. You are not paying $500 for a smartwatch. You're paying for marketing hype and a logo. Because under the hood, that shiny Apple Watch or the Samsung Galaxy Watch, they share the same guts as a $140 Huawei or Amazfit. Same sensors, same display tech, same GPS chipsets. But while you're flexing that overpriced gadget, someone else paid a third of the price for the exact same experience or better. Let's rip this thing open. Let's start with the display because that's the thing you are staring at all day. Apple Watch Series 9 or 10, that's an LTPO OLED panel. Guess who makes it? Samsung Display and LG Display. Some companies that make panels for half of the smartphone industry. Galaxy Watch 6, well, obviously that is a Samsung display. But here's the kicker. Huawei Watch GT, Amazfit Balance, Xiaomi Watch S3, they all use AMOLED panels from BOE, Visionox and Tianma, Chinese display manufacturers. And guess what? Their features are pretty much identical to what Samsung and obviously Apple use. All of these displays, premium, 1.43 to 1.5 inch AMOLED displays. Resolution, great, 466 by 466 pixels. Always on displays. Ambient brightness sensors, bright, vibrant and crisp with very deep blacks. If I handed you both watches with the logo taped over, you wouldn't tell the difference. No way. So what are you actually paying for when you buy Apple or Samsung? A sticker. Pretty much that. And something else. Let's get into that. You know those fitness features everyone brags about? Heart rate, blood oxygen, sleep tracking, step counting. All that comes from MEMS sensors. Microchips that detect motion, light, and biological data. Now, guess who makes most of these? Bosch Sensor Tech. STMicro Electronics. TDK InvenSense. These sensor giants sell to everyone. And that includes Apple, Samsung, Huawei, Amazfit, Xiaomi. So yes, your $140 Huawei and your $500 Apple Watch might be reading your pulse using the same PPG module from STMicro or tracking your activities with an accelerometer from Bosch. Apple just wraps it in a shinier OS and charges you 4 times the price. Now, if you've been watching this channel, you know that I love long battery life because I don't get it why I need to top up the battery juice on my watch every single day, like with the Apple Watch for example, or every third day with the Samsung Watch. Why can't we get these long battery lives that we see from powerful smartwatches like from Huawei or Xiaomi? Why can't I charge my watch every 2 weeks with the same feature set? So how does it actually happen that these Chinese brands can actually make these much longer battery lives? Well, easy. Leaner operating systems, more efficient chipsets, no bloatware, no constant Siri or Bixby traffic draining background power. The Western brands built in features that burn juice to justify the high prices. Meanwhile, Chinese brands give you battery life that actually lasts. And do I need something that works for 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, or 2 weeks? Well, I prefer the 2 weeks and the lower prices. Let's talk about the elephant in the room that nobody seems to notice, but it's the truth and it's just so much in your face. Advertising. Apple and Samsung spend billions on Super Bowl ads, celebrity spots, subway posters, Instagram campaigns. Guess who pays for that? You do. I do. It's baked into the retail price. At $549 for the Apple Watch, it costs about $80 to $90 to make. The rest is margin, branding, lifestyle. Meanwhile, Xiaomi and Amazfit don't spend a fraction of that. They build their audience on value, not storytelling. And now, with Trump's new tariffs exposing where all this stuff is really made, Chinese OEMs are clapping back. You've seen those videos where, the Chinese have started calling out Apple, Samsung, even Louis Vuitton for insane markups on mass-produced tech and fashion. They are not wrong. You're not buying innovation anymore. You are buying status, and that's what costs the $300 extra, at least. So here is the brutal truth. When you buy a premium smartwatch, you're paying for a familiar logo, a fancy retail box, a viral marketing campaign, and a 3-day battery life that needs daily topping up. You're not paying for a better display. You're not paying for the better sensors. And in some cases, you're getting worse performance. So if you're overpaying in 2025, don't blame the brands. Blame the belief. Because the tech has caught up. The Chinese models aren't cheap alternatives anymore. They're just less overpriced. So the next time someone flashes their smartwatch like a flex, ask them if it's worth $400 more for the same chip, same screen, same sensors, and worse battery life. This isn't a review, it's a wake-up call. If you want more truth like this, subscribe. Because the deeper you go, the more you realize. It was never about the tech. It was always about the price you were willing to believe.